This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel this morning. And well, yesterday a crazy day, of course, the All-Star game, and we watched our Pacific Division All-Stars take it home, which means Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl got the job done. You love to see it. That said, we got to get back to business. And what I mean by business, we've got 33 games left on the schedule before game 82 wraps up April 4th in Calgary. That's an important game. We'll get to why in a second, but my goodness, only 33 games left to go. And you thought, I told you this yesterday, you thought the first 49 games of the season were wild. Guys, we have had people thinking the Oilers were going to win the Cup because we're 7-1-1 to start the year. We had people thinking the Oilers were going to finish last because we were 7-1-1 to start the year. Oilers currently, as we go out of this break, on a 6-1-1 stretch. So again, a very good stretch. That's kind of salvaged quite a bit of, I don't know what you would say. I wouldn't say the season, but would salvage the competitive edge we have within the division. Because a lot of other teams, if you kind of look at how things stack up here, it's interesting. We do have games in hand against several of the teams we're right in contention with. You think about it, the Vancouver Canucks, the only team we don't have a game in hand on, and they've got 58 points, we've got 57. Currently in the standings, all three Canadian teams in the top three division spots. You've got Arizona with 51 games played with 57 points on the season. Then you've got Vegas with 52 with 57 points as well. Now that, hold on a second, kind of detour for a second, because Vegas does have their All-Star, or their bye week, that's what I'm looking for, this week. So look forward to them not doing anything much. This is our room to kind of get going and get some games under our belt and get some impact going. That said, we play Calgary, St. Louis, and Calgary, so a tough schedule coming right out of the All-Star break. But guys, I don't need to amp you up anymore for January 29th. It's going to be what it's going to be, and it's going to be a good time. So let's instead, let me load this in here and see if we can get ourselves a little bit of information on what I'm trying to tell you about. Is I just got to remember what I named it, and then we'll be good to go there. As let me tell you, this is going to be good. I'll get the stats for you right here, right now. There's my little stats sheet. Let me get that into the corner, and bing, bang, boom. Let me take that down. All right, 33 games left. I told you about that. 18 at home, 15 on the road. That's your split. So the Oilers, I'll give you the home stats here in a second. As the home stat for our Oilers, we are 12-8-3 at home this season. We are 14-10-2 on the road this season as well. Our last 10 were 6-3-1. As I said, the last 7 were 6-1-1. So 33 games left, 18 at home, 15 on the road. The big key number here is as this stretch gets down, it's a little bit different, I think, than last year, if I remember correct. We didn't have as many meaningful division games down the stretch because we were out of the race, whereas this year we have 13 against division opponents down the stretch, so that's more than a third of our games the rest of the season are against division opponents, and that is where we got to take it in regulation and take it quick. That's what I'm saying, is you got to leave them no doubt who the team to mess with in the Pacific Division is this year, and that is the Oilers if we want to be in the playoffs. It's not even a matter if we want to finish first, second, or third. If we want to be in the playoffs, we have to be the team to mess with, being the team that everybody else has to chase. The longer you're in first, the harder it is to fall down the standings. As you saw, you know what, anyone that was detracting from this team being a playoff team when the kind of free fall happened late November, all December, it took us a long while to fall out of the playoffs because of the lead we built ourselves. We got to do that again, and being on this 6-1-1 stretch, if we can go 3-0-0 in the next 3 games, that definitely changes things quite a bit. Think about that. That's an 8-point gap between Calgary at the end of the day. Now, 10 against Eastern Conference opponents. This is where it gets good because this is garbage time, right? This is This is time. We have been successful against Eastern Conference opponents this year, and we've had some scares, but this year we just got to go out there and absolutely annihilate the next 10 opponents in the Eastern Conference because there's no excuse. These are games you can't lose. These are games you got to get up for, and these are games that some of them are at home, right? Obviously, think about this. We play Boston at home yet. We play the Islanders at home yet, if I've got the schedule correct. We play Columbus at home yet, right, guys? We've beat in their building. Now it's time for us to beat them in our building. And you talk about 3 games there, and you go 10 and 3 against the division teams. Well, there you go. There's a minimum of 13 wins. You're going to see in a second here the magic number for 94 points is 37 points. Well, let me tell you, the best record to achieve that, the most common sense record without asking too much and allowing for some losses in overtime and a shootout, to achieve 37 points is 17, 10, and 3. So you just, right there, right? Out of 23 games, if you go and you win 10 against the division, you win 3 against the Eastern Conference, or even split it up 9 and 4, suddenly, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about a big difference there. When you go down to that 17 win mark, you got to find 4 wins in your other 10 games. Am I asking too much? I'm really not. At the end of the day, it is not asking too much for the Oilers to make the playoffs anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, 33 games to go. Plenty of time to mess it up, plenty of time to get it right, and right now where we sit, I believe it is time to get it right. So, how does the season end? That's kind of the question. Like, I know for me, the season ends when, well, it's March, early April. Construction sites are muddy. It's 10 degrees in southern Alberta every single day, even though it should be like -2. It's going to be sunny. There's going to be long days. What else can I tell you? There's going to be ball being talked about, right? Obviously, my slow pitch league is going to get going again. Um, right? That's the thing. I'm going to have a lot of work going on at work because, let me tell you, it's going to get back into full swing construction season. Yeah, that's how the season ends. No. Season ends 3 straight at home versus San Jose, Anaheim, and the Vegas Golden Knights. That's 3 straight. And then our final game of the year, April 4th, at the Scotiabank Saddledome on the road versus the Calgary Flames. So that's essentially, guys, this is how it breaks down, is right now, from here on out, we've got 3 games against the Flames left, and we play 1-2, 1 St. Louis, 2 against Calgary this week. And then we play the last one April 4th. And then, as it sits right now, we'd play them in the playoffs. Like, seriously, if you look at the standings right now, the Edmonton Oilers would play the Calgary Flames in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, she's getting exciting times, guys. This is the part. Like, I don't think last year we were getting this much excitement around the fact that we've really got a chance to do something special here. And I think one thing that has to be added into this is the fact that after watching that documentary, after really owning in their skills with Connor McDavid this year, I think everybody on the team has to be pulling towards one goal, one direction, and that's playoffs. Because I'm sorry, Connor McDavid straight up stole this NHL season from Father Time, right? Broke into the vault, guns a-blazing, took it back, and here he is leading the league in scoring after what could have been a fully lost season due to surgery. That's not the case. He rehabbed it, got it done. So this is the season, guys. I don't know how you could be cheering anything but playoffs. That's what I'm saying. After watching that documentary, if you're cheering for anything but playoffs, my goodness, I don't know what you're doing wrong. Because let me tell you, it is time to get on board, get on the train, stay on the bandwagon for once, and let's get this going because she's going to be a good stretch, right? 33 games left, 18 at home, 15 on the road, 13 against division opponents, 10 against Eastern Conference opponents. Magic number for 94 points because we're sitting at 57 as it sits, 37 points. Best record to achieve 37 points, guys. Knock them off. The magic number is 17. 20 if you want, no overtime losses, but the magic number for 94 points is 17 wins. That's what you got to focus on. Season ends 3 straight at home, 4 straight against Pacific Division opponents, San Jose, Anaheim, Vegas Golden Knights, then the Calgary Flames. That's 2-2 for teams that are in and out of the playoffs as it currently sits. Guys, it's about to get good. Let's get it going because it is gonna be good. I'm not gonna say it's about to get good. It's gonna be good. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning into the roster or the schedule update today. I will catch you in the next one.